Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good day and welcome to the show on this 27th, Wednesday, the 27th of May, 2020. Glad to have you guys here. Now, let's get started. Let's open up the charts right here and take a look at what's going on. Goldman Sachs says that Bitcoin is not an asset class. Well, what do they consider an asset class? All of their different mortgage-backed securities and their money market funds and mutual accounts and corporate bonds and the junk market and everything else. They consider all that an asset class. Do they consider gold an asset class? These bankers, they've been against Bitcoin. The reason why is because you can download a Bitcoin wallet and you can be your own bank. Nothing like this has ever existed before. And this is why the bankers are going to be the longest lasting naysayers out there. Until it's self-evident that Bitcoin is an asset class, but even more than an asset class, a store of value, they're going to keep degrading it as long as they can. Let's just look down here and see what it says here a little bit. Goldman Sachs analysts are no longer buying the idea that Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency should be seen as an asset class for the firm's clients. So evidently they're not recommending it. It says Goldman Sachs denies Bitcoin as an asset class. During a client-facing call on Wednesday, the investment bank presented a case that cryptocurrency is not a viable investment vehicle under the current economic environment. I'm going to tell you guys what. The current economic environment is what's making Bitcoin viable. The fact that these guys, these bankers and everything, have destroyed their system. If they hadn't have pooped in their own nest, if they had kept their system viable, Bitcoin would never have become an asset class. Bitcoin would have never got off the ground. It's their inept handling of their own system and the corruption that's within their own system that's making Bitcoin into something from nothing. Anyway, look. Bitcoin price spikes over $9,000, but will it hold? Bitcoin has now failed to hold the $9,000 price point 3 times in a month, and a number of key metrics are down too. I'm going to tell you guys what. All of this in the future, I think, is gonna be kind of ridiculous. Us arguing over what the price is, whether it's 9,000 or 6,000 or 8,000 or whatever it is right now. That's all going to seem superfluous and ridiculous in a few years' time, because the door's been open for Bitcoin, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that toward the end of this show. That's what I'm going to talk about, how the door has been open for Bitcoin. Bitcoin bull case swells as White House mulls China sanctions over Hong Kong. This is a big deal, really. We had the trade war. Hong Kong is a hub for all China trade. There's hundreds and hundreds of companies. I think it's like 480 different companies or something that's based in Hong Kong that enables trade between China and the rest of the world. It's a hub for trade. If the White House declares that Hong Kong is not their status, in other words, the White House changes the status of Hong Kong, and if they use sanctions, well, this could really, really affect China in a big way, and Hong Kong is just a mess. I can't see anything but the Hong Kong real estate market collapsing in the next few months. And this is putting tremendous pressure on China, and China's also upset about what's going on in Taiwan. So we got and the South China Sea as well. This is a hotbed right here that could actually erupt into something much larger and much more impressive than what's even going on now in that area of the world, in that region of the world, the Southeast Pacific. I think it's the Southeast Pacific. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Now let's talk a little bit. I've been thinking about this a long time, mulling it over, and I know there's going to be a huge wealth transfer over into real hard tangible assets. asset classes because they've mismanaged the entire fiat monetary system. The big question is which way will it swing? Will it swing to gold and silver, or will it swing over to cryptocurrencies, the big money? And the more I think about it, the more I think that the actual fact that gold and silver actually exist in the real world as a real tangible asset in this modern age, that actually becomes a liability in being able to be quickly transferred across the internet and so on. And that liability is absolutely huge. That liability of the fact that gold actually exists in the real world. Believe it or not, that's the big problem for gold and silver, is the fact that they actually exist in the real world. And the Bitcoin doesn't. Bitcoin's a non-tangible asset class that exists only in the internet. That's a big positive for cryptocurrencies in enabling them to move quickly in this environment that's going to be created when the fiat monetary system collapses. In other words, allocation is going to be a big deal. It's going to be the biggest deal of all, is being able to allocate. And, if you have a problem allocating gold or silver, if there's none available to buy at the time, then you're desperate, because fiat money is going down. Let's look ahead into the future when fiat money actually starts to collapse around the world. These people that are invested in it are going to be absolutely desperate to get out, to try to put their money into some place that's not going down the hole. The desperation will be in the air everywhere. If they try to allocate gold or silver in the real physical form, it might prove to be impossible. What are they going to do? They're going to try to allocate something else that's going to save them. It's just like if a rat fell overboard on a ship and he's doggy paddling through the water, he's looking for something to grab a hold of, anything to get on, whether it's an old door floating in the ocean or a tree stump. He don't care. He just doesn't want to sink beneath the waves. And that's the way that these people are going to be out there. All these people that have tremendous amounts of money stored in the system, in the dollar, and when they have to get out, the physical markets of gold and silver can't support that. They're too small. The amount of money we're talking here. So it's going to pour into some other asset class. It's going to pour into crypto. That's where it's going to head. I can see it now. Because crypto's so easy to buy. It's so easy to work with over the internet. As comparatively speaking, I mean, you don't have to take possession. This is going to prove to be problematic, the fact that you have to take possession of physical gold and silver. Now, I'm not saying, guys, that physical gold and silver aren't going to go up in price. I think they're going to go up in price massively, but they're going to run into that problem at a certain point in time where there's none available for sale. And the money is still going to keep flowing. And it's going to want a home, and gold and silver is not going to be available anymore. It's going to take the next best thing. But that's the biggest bulk of the money. I think gold and silver is going to be gone early in the game. I think the big money is going to come late in the game. And it's not going to be able to go into gold and silver because gold and silver just can't cut it, because you have to take physical possession. It's going to go into crypto, I think. And we're talking about hundreds of trillions. We're talking about hundreds of trillions of dollars. And so, the market cap on cryptocurrency, what is it, 250 billion? Well, it could go up 4 times what it is now just to make 1 trillion. Okay? 4 times. That's 4 times just to make 1 trillion. What if 100 trillion pours in? That's 100 times that again. That's 400 times. This is what we're talking about here. And I mean, it's just unfathomable. I mean, you can't get your head around it, but these cryptocurrencies, if they accept all the wealth in the world, then everything's going to be priced in crypto. And people will start to use it very quickly. And the Lightning Network, I mean, it's already been established and everything. It's all ready to go. It can handle millions, and it can handle like, what is it, something like 100,000 transactions a second or something? It can handle some amazing amount. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. And we'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye.